देखा है तुझको जब से हाय मैं तो हिल गया, लगता है मेरे सीने से दिल निकल गया।
मम्मी से क्या डैडी से भी मिलाऊंगा तुझे, अरे जो भी मैं कहूँ तुझे लगता है क्यों गला। पला तेरा ध्यान किधर है, ये तेरा हीरो इधर है। तेरा ध्यान किधर है, ये तेरा हीरो इधर है। तेरा ध्यान किधर है, तेरा हीरो इधर है। रे पलटना।
Hey folks, CA Rachna Ranade here and I welcome you all to another interesting video. You know, in the beginning, if you saw the pre-bumper carefully, stock market was trying to tell, "Arey, tera dhyan kidhar hai, tera hero idhar hai." So to be really honest, since 2006, I've been investing in stock market. So my first love has to be stock market. But you know, as and how I started to invest more and more in crypto market, so when crypto was telling me palat. So that was the time, I also started to dig down deep and try to understand what all this crypto market is all about. So in this video, what we are going to do is we are going to try and understand what are the similarities and what are the differences between stock market and crypto market. Let me remind you all one more time that all these creative people are spammers. That's how my account looks like. Also remember, I never give my mobile number in any chat. I neither have an advisory nor do I give any stock tips. So the very first difference is about the accounts required to trade in stock market versus to trade in crypto market. So if I'm talking about stock market, there are two major accounts which are required to start investing. The very first one is trading account and the second one is a demat account. Of course, you can change this sequence, right? In simple words, demat account is an account wherein you store the shares that you buy, and trading account, as the word suggests, is required to trade, to buy and to sell. I always say this कि एक रास्ता है और एक मंजिल है. What is the रास्ता? रास्ता is the trading account. Okay. But what is the manzil? Manzil is the demat account. That is where ultimately the stock is going to reach. Simple. That is about stock market. Now if I go to crypto market, there is no demat account, no trading account concept. You basically open an account directly with the exchange. Okay. You do all the KYC requirements and finally you pay in the money and start your journey. Okay. I hope inside this point also you have found one more difference. And what is that? I said open the account directly with the exchange. Oh, do you open an account with the exchange in case of stock market? Answer is no. You don't open an account with BSE or with NSE. But if I'm talking about crypto, you open an account with any exchange, say WazirX. In fact, I've done a separate video wherein I've talked about how to open an account with WazirX. And I've also told you one by one, step by step, how can you place your very first order by opening an account and by trading through their exchange, right? So I hope the very first difference is absolutely clear, right? The second difference is about the timing. Now, what is the timing? If I'm talking about stock market timing is between 9:15 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon. But if I'm talking about crypto market, ये कभी सोता ही नहीं है. It's awake, it's available for trading 24/7. No Saturday, no Sunday, nothing, and full 24 hours. Okay, so that is the difference in timing. Now, if I go to the third difference here, in stock market, we have something known as a T+2 settlement mechanism. Okay, now what is that? I'll quickly tell you. T+2 means what? T means trade day. Okay, so for example, if I buy a stock today, does it get reflected in my demat account today itself? No. T+2. So assume today is the first day of the month. Okay, that is T. When will shares be reflected in my demat account? They'll start getting reflected in my demat account on the 3rd of the month. So T+2. Simple. What about crypto? Assume I buy a Bitcoin. Okay. Will it take T+2 days to reflect in my account? No. It's instant. As good as instant. Okay. Of course, there'll be some time involved, but it will surely not take 2 days to reflect in the account. Okay. So T+2 point is also clear. The next point is about the regulator. The most discussed topic in the recent few days, right? If I'm talking about stock market, we do have SEBI as the regulator. But if I'm talking about the crypto markets, as on the date I'm shooting the video, there is no regulator for crypto market. But many people are actually saying this, that there are great chances that SEBI might regulate the crypto market as well, right? So moving ahead with one more difference, it's about creation of the tokens versus creation of the shares. Okay, so if I'm talking about shares, can any person create shares? It would have been amazing, right? I would have kept on creating shares of Reliance Industries, Airtel, DMart, so on and so forth, right? But that's not allowed. Okay, a person like me cannot create shares. Only a person who is the owner of the company. Okay, so he can't even create shares at home. There's no printing machine for that. Okay, there's a big process. A board resolution, then shareholders resolution. You'll have to check your authorized capital, paid up capital. It's a big process, in short. Okay, but if I'm talking about the crypto market now, the miners actually mine tokens. Okay, and for that I have explained this concept of mining in a separate video. Whenever time permits, do check out this video so that you will understand what do I mean by creating tokens by mining them. Well, like I talked about creation of shares, can there be a concept of cancellation of shares? So if you are aware about this, in stock market we call that as a buyback of shares. The promoters can buy back their own shares and eventually these shares get cancelled out. Okay, we are not going to go into Companies Act as to how these shares are cancelled out and all that. In simple words, the number of shares itself gets reduced. Okay, so that is the concept of buyback. Does a similar concept also come up in the crypto space? Answer is yes, but instead of calling it as a buyback, they call it as a coin burn. Okay, in fact WazirX has done few rounds of coin burn. If you want, you can check out few articles as well which are available on the web so that you get a better idea about the coin burn of WazirX, right? Going ahead with the next one, there is a concept of circuit filter or a circuit breaker in stock market. I'll give you a simple example for that. If I'm talking about a circuit filter for any specific stock, it means that the stock cannot move beyond the filter limit. Okay, as an example, if the filter is at 5% and if the previous day's closing of the stock is 100 rupees, then what will I say? Today, the stock cannot go beyond 105 and can't go below 95. Why? The filter is at 5%. Okay, for the same stock, if the filter had been at 10%, then what? The stock cannot go beyond 110 and below 90 on the same day I'm talking about. Filter is applicable only for a day. And if I'm talking about, let's say, final example of 20, then can't go beyond 120 and can't go below 80. I hope you have understood this very clearly. Does this concept of filter apply to even crypto market? Answer is nope. So can a crypto token shoot by 500% in one day also? Yes. Okay, so that is one difference about, because that in fact talks about the volatility. Like I said, can it go up by 500% in a day? Yes. Can it go down by also 200, 300, 500% in a day? Answer is yes, quite possible. Okay, so I hope you have understood. As compared to stock market, crypto market, why it is volatile? Because there is no concept of a filter or a breaker. Okay, moving ahead with the next one, I'm sure you know about this, the concept of DEX or a decentralized exchange. Does this concept exist in stock market? No. There are two major stock markets in India, NSE and BSE, and both are centralized exchange. What about WazirX? Is it a decentralized exchange? No. WazirX is a centralized exchange only. But do decentralized exchanges also exist? Answer is yes. I want you all to tell me in the comment section an example of a decentralized exchange. In fact, in one of my previous video, I have talked about what are decentralized exchanges. I have also given the examples, but I want you all to tell me the example in this video in the comment section below, right? Chalo, moving ahead with the next one, which is market capitalization. Okay. What about market capitalization? How is it calculated as far as stock market is concerned? Simple, number of shares multiplied by price per share. Okay, does a very similar concept apply in crypto market as well? Answer is absolutely yes. So this is a point of similarity rather than a difference, right? Again, one more homework for you. I want you all to tell me in the comment section which are the top 3 stocks if I'm talking about the parameter criteria of market capitalization. Okay, if I'm talking about crypto, currently as I shoot the video, top 3 tokens with respect to market capitalization are BTC, that is Bitcoin, ETH or Ether, and the last one is BNB, that is the Binance coin, right? Last point which I want to discuss right now is the concept of fundamental analysis. I've talked about fundamental analysis about various stocks on my channel so many number of times. In fact, I have a separate course on my website rachanaranade.com wherein you can learn about fundamental analysis in a detailed manner. But does the concept of fundamental analysis even apply to the crypto space? If you want to know more about this in detail, what do you have to do? Just keep on watching the video till the end. You know, there are certain cases where there are many tokens which become so popular but have zero fundamentals, and they become popular only because of pump and dump scheme. You know, there could be certain tokens which start off like this, and then because of the pump and dump scheme, they'll go like, and you know what happens? Where do you invest? At that point. And then achanak se what will happen? Gone. Okay, so it is very important for you to understand that yes, fundamental analysis is equally important in the crypto space. In fact, I was watching a YouTube video which mentioned that had you taken out a list of top 200 tokens by market capitalization at the beginning of 2020, then as at date 60% of these tokens might not have any value left in it. If you want to watch that video, I have also put the link of that video in the description box. Okay, so I hope by now you have understood that you have to try and find out tokens which have certain use case, which have some intrinsic value in it, and then take a decision of whether to invest or not. In the next section of the video, I will be discussing about what are the different parameters that you have to check before taking your final decision. Alright, so now let's start doing fundamental analysis of crypto tokens. But for that, I'm going to show you a website which is coinmarketcap.com. If you remember, I've talked about this website in my previous videos as well. Like we refer Money Control for, doing a detailed analysis about various stocks. You can use this website to do a detailed analysis of various crypto tokens. Now, let's understand the very first analogy. If you remember, I've also talked about when I talk about investing or analyzing various stocks, ideally you can go ahead with the big names first, those who have proven themselves, those whose market capitalization is very high. In stock market, we call these stocks as blue chip companies, right? So can I use the same analogy here in crypto market as well? Absolutely, why not? So one of the first and foremost parameter that you can take up while doing an analysis is which are those tokens whose market cap is the highest. Okay, does this guarantee that there is going to be no risk of a downfall? Not at all. No one can guarantee anything, but can I say comparatively stable honge wo, right? So that is why first and foremost point for fundamental analysis is what? Market cap. Now if you see here, you can see the market cap column right here, and you can see that for Bitcoin the market cap is $912.92 billion. Okay, that's the market cap of Bitcoin. Here down below you can see Ethereum ka market cap, and then you can see Binance coin ka market cap. So basically this point tells us that these are the top 3 tokens based on what? Based on market capitalization. Point is clear? And thumb rule, higher the better. Simple, right? Now if I scroll to the right, here you can see circulating supply as well. Okay, circulating supply means out of the total tokens, how much is currently in circulation, right? So I'm sure you might have heard this somewhere that 21 million Bitcoins as a total supply, but out of that, how much supply is currently there as a circulating supply? Here you can see it is 18 million which is existing available, and this is as good as 90% of the total supply, right? Again, you can see that more and more circulating supply, that is also considered as a better sign. Okay, so if we move ahead with further more analysis, let me just talk 1 or 2 more important points about Bitcoin. Because it has a limited supply, can I say it is like a deflationary asset? Yes, like gold. In fact, in my previous video, I've also compared gold with Bitcoin. Like gold has limited supply, Bitcoin also has a limited supply. Okay, so if you were to learn more and more about Bitcoin, I've just tapped on this. Now what I do is I just go below, and here you can see the links tab, right? I click on this links, and once I click here you can see that I can see links to various other sites. Like you can see bitcoin.org. This is the main website of Bitcoin. Here you can also see the white paper. White paper is basically like something like a prospectus. So like prospectus contains all the details about the company. Bitcoins or any other tokens, white paper will contain all the details of that token. Here you can see Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic asset in Satoshi Nakamoto. I'm sure you have heard his name, right? So introduction, what are the transactions, timestamps, proof of work. We have also discussed about this term in our previous video, right? So all in all, if you want to learn about any token in detail, one source is white paper. What I want to tell you through this is that you have to try and search out for certain areas or certain sites or the white papers where you will get more and more information about that token. I'll give you another example. Assume I'm clicking on Ethereum now. So on Ethereum, again I'm clicking on links. What is possibility number one? Again, go to ethereum.org website, the main website of Ethereum. What is my first point? As I'm mentioning, what do you look into this website? See if you are able to understand what is the use case. Okay, so for example, if I go down here, what can I see? Okay, use a dApp. In my previous video, I've also talked about how you can create dApps on the Ether platform, right? Here also it talks about more and more points, like it talks about NFTs, right? DeFi's. So all these are what? So here you can see NFTs. Just above also you saw DeFi. So all these are different use cases. And still, if you believe, I didn't understand a lot in this. What can you do? Just go below, and at the end here you'll have to take more efforts. But here you can see what is Ethereum, what is Ether, what is ETH, what is the history. Here also you can see Ethereum white paper. I'm sure you might have heard about something like Ethereum 2.0. So if you want to know more about what is Ethereum 2.0, here you can see it. Ethereum glossary. Okay, what is the whole point of what I'm trying to tell you in this? Fundamental analysis. I always tell that invest only in something that you understand. If you're not able to understand the main use case, main product, makes no sense in investing in it, right? So this is about Ethereum and its major use cases. If I were to even talk about the Binance coin, it is one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges globally. Based on what? Based on the daily trading volume. All right, so now let us go on to the next point. The next point is you can also check who is the team. Okay, so in teams, basically what you have to do is you have to try and understand who was the team behind creation of that token. Okay, I'll tell you a simple analogy for that again. If I'm talking about stocks, what do you check? Who is the promoter? Who is the main team behind that company? If I feel that, okay, promoter is good, has a strong vision, understands the company, how to run it, how to make it more and more profitable, I give a big thumbs up to the promoters. Number one. Number two, I check whether any litigations are going on against the promoter or not, right? Can I check similar points for the team who is behind every crypto project? Yes. Now, for that, to know more and more about that, simple. First, try to check who is the team. Okay, so for example, for Ethereum, you can see Vitalik Buterin. Okay, for him, you can search him on what? Search him on Twitter. See if that person is really active on these platforms or not. See what other people have to talk about this person. Okay, so all in all, you can understand about the team more in detail by even checking out their social media handles, right? One more point that you can do for fundamental analysis is try and check the community. Okay, so for Bitcoin, you can see bitcointalk.org. You can also check Reddit. Now, more and more active the community is, it is better for that token. Okay, so basically, if you were to invest in any token, go on that community website, go on Reddit. Okay, go on Discord platforms. Maybe various tokens have their own Discord platforms as well. Go there, try to post something, see if you are getting any answer from other people out there. So more and more active it is, better the scenario is, right? Let's move on to the last point. It is about the holders statistics. So again, I'm taking you back. Let's say I'm going ahead with Bitcoin again. So I've clicked on Bitcoin. I'm just scrolling down here. You can see holders, right? I know many Bitcoin people called hodlers, but I'll use holders only. Okay. So here you can see how much of the total token is held by whom. You can see top 10 holders are holding only 5%. Even if you consider top 100 holders, you will see only 13.23% are holding the top 100. So what is the thumb rule? Lower the better. This tells you how nicely it is spread amongst more and more people. This can be like decentralization. Okay, more and more people are having this. So control is not in a single hand, in simple words. Achha, if I were to give you a a different example for this. Okay, so I just scroll down. Let me go into the search tab. Okay, so your favorite one, which one? Shiba Inu. Okay, I'll go in Shiba Inu now. Okay, I'm just scrolling down, and here we'll click on holders, right? So if I click on holders, then you will see 64.41% is held by top 10. Okay, top 10 holders accounts. If I'm talking about top 100 holders, 80.38% of the total tokens is held only by top 100 people. So can I say there is heavy concentration in case of this one? Answer is yes. Okay, so I personally would not go ahead with such a scenario, right? So I hope you have understood all in all what is to be checked for these tokens. I have given examples of mainly top 3 tokens based on market capitalization, but if you remember, I also talked about the Binance coin. There is one more token which is based not on the Binance coin, it is based on the Binance blockchain. And which is that token? It is the WRX token. Okay, by the way, the total supply of the WRX token is 1 billion. It is the world's first auto matching P2P engine with very high liquidity, and the goal of WazirX was actually to make crypto more and more accessible in India, and I'm glad that they are really working hard to make this accessible to loads of Indians, because this is an exchange which has one of the highest pairs in INR, right? So this is it about the WazirX token. I hope you have understood all in all what are the different points to be considered while doing a fundamental analysis. If you want, I can give you a quick wrap up as well. Number 1, we talked about market capitalization. Thumb rule was higher the better. Number 2, we talked about company website. Go and find out the details. See if you can understand the logic behind it. You can understand the use case behind it. If yes, then only think about investing in it. Number 3, we talked about the team. Try to see whether they are try to follow their social media handles. Try to see whether they are active on it or not. Number 4, we try to check the community as well. Try to post certain things on the community. If you are able to get answers on this, well and good. And finally, we talked about the holder statistics. More and more people holding the current token, better it is. Well, I hope you have understood all the points about how to do fundamental analysis of various crypto tokens. In fact, you can do also additional analysis. So just as an example, for Bitcoin, you should check out the concept of halving, which adds more value to Bitcoin. If you have enjoyed this entire video, don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up. And if you want to learn more about what are altcoins, check out here. If you want to know about how to start your investing journey in crypto tokens, you can click here. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye.